Hey y'all, we're going to talk about some favorites, things that I have been loving for months now. Most of these items that I'm going to be mentioning I have either been using for over a year or at least a week, so I can let y'all know my true and honest opinions about everything. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be just Siete branded items in general. I have a few things here. Absolutely love the Siete branded foods. They are a family-owned company, and I'll show y'all that there. That's a picture of them. Everything is pretty much grain-free. They have grain-free chips that really were the thing that introduced me to the brand in general. I get mine at Costco. I get a huge bag just because they're really good. They're made out of cassava flour. I really love the Siete items. If you're looking for more of a gluten-free chip or gluten-free items, I would highly suggest the Siete branded stuff. They have the taco shells, which I personally found the ones that I first bought at Whole Foods. And then they also have the seasoning. I also saw these at Whole Foods. Those are the only places that I've seen these particular items. But the chips I found at Costco, at Target, etc., like any other of your regular stores. So if you haven't tried it, I would definitely give it a go. So anything that's in here, you can absolutely pronounce the ingredients. They don't have ingredients in here that are things that you can't pronounce, so I would definitely check them out. I have a love-hate relationship with apple cider vinegar. I've been taking this for a really long time. At first, and there are a few videos of me taking this, I absolutely despise the taste of apple cider vinegar. Now, for the most part, I feel like it's pretty bearable. I feel like I've gotten used to it over time. I have been taking apple cider for some time, and I pretty much only take it for its just overall health benefits. I don't take it necessarily for weight loss anymore. I pretty much take it as kind of like a more natural form of probiotic, and then other just good bacteria that's in here as well. And then also it does have other added benefits too. So if you're in the market for something just to kind of boost up your health in general, I would give this a go. Keep in mind that there's kind of like a learning curve with taking this. I would say start off with 1 tablespoon and then work your way up to 2 tablespoons, just because it can be a lot if you're not used to the taste of this. So one of the things that I've been taking, I want to say probably like 2-3 years now, is the Vital Proteins Collagen Peptide, the unflavored version, which is this one. So I highly recommend this collagen peptide. I've been taking this 2 scoops a day. I've put it in smoothies, or I even put it in my coffee, or even I've put it in just regular water and just consumed it like that. When you consume it with regular water, just keep in mind that it has a little bit of a taste, but it's just like, it tastes like kind of like nothing. There's absolutely really nothing other than collagen in here, so the ingredients are really good, and it's also a easy source of just getting a little bit of extra protein in your everyday. Also good for joint health, which is a big collagen situation. My knees and joints, I feel like, are feeling it lately. I don't know if it's just getting older or whatever, but I honestly have been using this and I felt like a huge difference, especially in my knee achiness. All right, so now we're gonna move to another new but actually really good favorite that I've tried, Kettle and Fire. I actually found this one on TikTok. I forget what I was scrolling through, but then something popped up that this girl was talking about like easier ways to get protein in, and she mentioned Kettle and Fire. So this is basically beef bone broth. This is the classic bean bone broth, and I've also tried the chicken one as well. That one's pretty good too. This is made with 100% grass-fed beef. What they do is just they stew it for over 20 hours, and so they're stewing the bones of the beef, and so you're getting all of the nutrients, all of the collagen, and that is where the protein is coming from. Really good source of protein. It has technically 2 servings. Each serving is about 10 grams of protein, but this has been kind of like my trick to getting in those last bits of protein when I am super busy throughout the day, or I'm working late and I don't have time to eat an actual meal. I will warm this up in a bowl and I'll drink it like this, or you can even warm it up in a mug, drink it. People add things to it. There's recipes to add to this, or you can add it to your rice, you can add it to your meals, like when you stew chicken, etc. So there's a ton of different ways to use this. Personally, for me, I just take it simple. I put a little bit of lemon in it and take it kind of like it's soup. But again, you can also add this to rice or quinoa, etc., any grain when you're cooking it, so that you can add those extra protein grams in there. a multivitamin. Okay, ancient nutrition, ancient women's multivitamin. Again, this was something that it took me a really long time to decide whether or not I was going to go with this one or other ones. I felt like I was losing nutrients throughout my day. I don't know, like I feel like, you know, as women, we may be iron deficient, vitamin D deficient, etc., B12, all those things. And I felt like I just needed an all-around good multivitamin that didn't have a ton of fillers in it, and that just was going to give me some decent nutrients, and that I didn't have to take like 3, 4, 5 pills a day, because that's another thing. When you find multivitamins, they may not be like, oh, take 1 a day, and maybe like take 2 a day, and you don't know that unless you read the nutrition facts. So I found this recommendation through watching Thomas Delore and Bobby from Faves City. Again, 2 of my favorite YouTube channels to watch for nutrition advice and just really finding out what's in the things that I'm taking and putting into my body. I've been taking this and loving this so far. I feel like I was kind of like having fatigue issues, and I suffer from fatigue issues just in generally. I feel like maybe I'm not getting good rest, but I've been taking this and I feel like I don't feel as sluggish throughout the day, and I'm feeling a little bit better in terms of my energy. Not sure if it's this or better sleeping or whatever, but I will say that since taking this, I feel like I'm less fatigued, if that makes sense. This is creatine monohydrate. So funny story is I've been working out on and off for a few years now, probably like 7 to 8 years. On and off training. I've done a bunch of different stuff, half marathon training, I've done boot camps, I've done CrossFit, I've done, you know, just strength training, powerlifting, etc. A bunch of different styles of training. And I never really supplemented effectively till now, which is crazy to me. So for years, I was strength training and lifting weights and doing all these things, but I never incorporated creatine into my supplementation because there were all of these negative connotations with creatine. Oh, my foot is falling asleep. But after actually like getting into doing my own research and also recommendations from people that I personally trust in the fitness community, I started implementing just 3 grams of creatine for the most part on training days. I try my best to get it on non-training days, but that's a little bit more difficult. I'm not perfect with it. The serving size in this is way more than 3 grams. So just keep that in mind. I would not recommend taking the scoop that's in this. That's way more and could cause health issues. So do not do that. I weigh my creatine with a little food scale so that I can make sure that I'm not overdoing it, because it could definitely cause health issues if you're overdoing it. So don't do that if it's the creatine or if it's here or what. But I personally do feel like this has been helping me kind of break those strength plateaus that I felt like I had. And I don't know if it's the creatine or just better training, but I have gotten stronger taking creatine. Isopure protein powder. This is the 0 carb protein powder. It's unflavored, which is kind of like a little bit of a trend here. A lot of the things that I have are unflavored, but it's mainly just for multi-use. I have taken this without anything other than water. I would not recommend that. That's kind of like worst case scenario, because even though it's unflavored, it still has a flavor of nothing kind of thing, and it's not very enjoyable. But so just FYI, I personally would not recommend taking this without mixing it with something. I really enjoy using the Isopure protein with my smoothies that I make. I've been taking this at least for a year now, mainly this one. I still somewhat take a flavored protein, but that's, again, when I, you know, have no time to mix it into a smoothie. I personally prefer taking protein in a smoothie format, just because I like to mix it with other things to get a little bit more protein or carbs and fats in there. So again, if you're looking for a really good protein powder that doesn't have a bunch of just filler in it, I highly recommend the Isopure one. This one I saw, I think it was Lily Nieves, and I think I'm saying her Instagram handle right. I saw her post this and I was really intrigued, because I'm again trying to put better things into my body, and one of those things is kind of transitioning into more of a plant-based option if possible and if it makes sense. So I saw her post this. I ended up trying the Owen plant-based protein shake. This one was in the chocolate flavor, and I've tried plant-based proteins before, like other ones from other brands that are pretty popular in like your Whole Foods where you can see them like on the shelves, and I didn't really enjoy them too much. I felt like it just tasted, the taste wasn't there for me, especially if I'm going to be taking a protein shake in terms of like a to-go type of thing. So I wasn't a huge fan of those particular plant-based proteins, but I ended up trying this Owen one, and I really enjoyed the flavor in this one. I thought it was pretty good. I felt like in terms of the protein count, it was good too. The serving size, taste, all of that, portability, the whole packaging situation that always gets me, that type of stuff. So personally, again, if you're in the market for a protein shake, something to take to go, I would highly recommend this Owen protein shake. I think it's a good option. We're gonna get into a bar. This is the No Cow protein bar. This one, I do enjoy these protein bars. I only take a few, which is this one and then the one from Kirkland, which is also pretty decent. This one technically has better ingredients than the Kirkland one. The flavoring on the No Cow, I will say, takes some getting used to because it is a drier protein bar in my opinion, and the flavoring is drier. You can definitely taste that it's plant-based, but it's not a bad flavor or a bad taste. It's just drier in my personal opinion. Like the best are the chocolate chip ones, or the chocolate chip cookie dough I think is the one that generally I get. That's the one that I've been enjoying the most. Again, anything chocolate type of flavored is usually my go-to when it comes to like any type of protein shake or protein bar. Another food item, because clearly your girl likes to eat, but I am trying out these Chomps jerky sticks. I've never been a huge fan of jerky sticks in general. I've tried a few different ones that I thought were gonna be good and just was not a fan whatsoever about them. These Chomps ones though were pleasantly surprising how good they were flavor wise. It's a good portable snack, and so that's the main reason why I even like think about these things. And each one that I tried, again, if you're not into jerky, you're probably not gonna like these. I wasn't a huge jerky fan, but like they're not horrible, if that makes sense. Like a good to-go snack when you need something with some protein in it. And Chomps has pretty decent ingredients for the fact that they're jerky. Usually jerky has a ton of sodium in it and it's actually really not good for you, and they have a bunch of these fillers and really bad ingredients in them. If you're in the market for a jerky, and who knew I would be into jerky sticks, feel free to try the Chomps because they're pretty decent. Let's talk about a kitchen item. These are my Snapwear glass containers. I really enjoy the glass container. Again, this is me moving forward with trying to detoxify my life and putting better things into my body and taking care of my body better as I get older. So this was kind of one of those moves where I got rid, or am pretty much getting rid of, my plastic containers that I put into the microwave because I meal prep a lot, and I'm transitioning into glass containers. And that was this was a big transition for me because it took me so long to decide on glass containers. I ended up going through tons of reviews, watching videos about it, etc. because again, I wanted containers that would fit my lifestyle because I meal prep and I do cook in bulk. So I needed containers that were going to fit that lifestyle. For the most part, the Snapwear containers have really held up, and that's another big thing, is that I have had containers and food containers that when I put it in the dishwasher, after a couple uses, they warp or they break or they just don't last. I've had these Snapwear containers for at least 2 years now, and they still look great. They're easy to wash. They are dishwasher safe, which is a big plus because no one has time after meal prepping to be sitting at the sink to wash dishes. So again, these are great as well for that. Personally, I haven't broken any of the containers. The glass is very thick, so it will take you like flinging or throwing or dropping this in a very hard surface to break these containers. I haven't had any issues with that because that was another concern of mine, that with glass containers, if they break, then you get little shards of glass that could come into your food, and that freaked me the F out. So again, haven't had any issues with these containers or that, or any of that in general. So if you're in the market for glass food containers that you can use for meal prep or for just storing your meals or, you know, your leftovers, I highly recommend this because again, I put this glass container into the microwave and that's just safer than having a plastic container being heated up into the microwave and then your food is in there and then you get chemicals apparently. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but based off of other people, I have made the transition to glass containers only for the most part in most of my food heating needs. Honestly, something that I've been low-key kind of addicted to are Celsius energy drinks. Again, I try my best to not, I guess, overly consume Celsius energy drinks or energy drinks in general, but I will say that the kick that I get from the Celsius energy drink gets me started in my day. Just saying. I personally really like the non-carbonated peach mango. The green tea peach mango is personally my favorite of the Celsius flavors that they have out there. I've tried a lot of their flavors. I personally like Celsius. Is it the healthiest energy drink on the market? Probably not. I can't make that claim, but I do really enjoy it. I enjoy the flavors, and for the most part, I've tried a ton of energy drinks. Okay, I've tried the most popular energy drinks that everyone likes to promote, and personally for me, out of the most popular ones that you hear all over Instagram, TikTok, etc., I just lean more towards Celsius as my energy drink of choice based off of flavor and how I feel after taking that energy drink. I did, again, a lot of extensive research on this and looking at reviews and then really looking at the price, because that's another big thing with this jump rope, to really figure out whether or not this was worth my money. I ended up going with Crossrope because I follow Fit with Jen on Instagram and she really liked the Crossrope rope. She uses it and she really liked it. I think she purchased it herself. They did not send it to her, so it was like an honest review from her. I think I just got the like basic jump rope where it has the lightweight. There's one that's even more weighted or weighted. I think it's, I forget how heavy the little handle can go, but it's even heavier than that. I haven't upgraded to that yet. But I've been using the just general Crossrope, which is like the first one or the basic one that they came out with, and I really enjoy this jump rope. I think it's very well made, and for what you're paying for it. I didn't get all of the bells and whistles that they like to offer you with this jump rope, but I have really been enjoying jump roping as a form of cardio, specifically formed for HIIT, high intensity interval training. So far, I've been pushing myself and doing 30 seconds on like full intense, you know, knees up, trying to do tricks, all of that stuff, to 30 seconds off rest, and basically doing that for 15 minutes. Surprisingly, even though this isn't like the super weighted one, I feel it in my forearms, which I did not feel with my previous jump rope. So I do personally feel like this is promoting a full body type of workout, just jump roping with this particular jump rope with the weights and everything. So I would highly recommend that if you're in the market for a decent jump rope, if you are upset with the jump rope that you currently have and you're just like, this jump rope is pissing me off, and you feel like you need a better quality jump rope, I would make the investment. Hope y'all enjoy my fitness and lifestyle favorites for this month. If y'all enjoy this, if you love the recommendations, if it's something that you want to see consecutively every month or so, or every other month, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below.